Hello everyone, welcome you all to the microcontroller class. Today we will be having session 2 of unit 3 embedded C, and these are the contents of our today's discussion. Here in this session we are going to learn memory type used in 8051 C programming, arrays, strings and pointers, and what are the different types of pointers supported by 8051 C programs. Coming to the memory type used in 8051 C programming, 8051 provides the following three space and total of 128 kilobytes for the storage of the data. So totally it supports 128 kilobytes. It is more as compared to our some language programming. 128 kilobytes are supported here. So the first 128 bits of the RAM space with the address from 00 to 7F. This is the normal range from 00 to 7F, totally 128 bytes of RAM which is available. And it can be read as well as write into. RAM memory ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು read ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅಥವಾ ಬರಿಬಹುದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Space directly means it is by using the direct memory address, or indirectly by using R0 and R1. Indirectly means the address of the memory is indirectly indicated with the help of these two registers, register R0 and the register R1. And 64 kilobytes of code are the program space with the address from 0000 to FFFF. This is the address for 64 kilobytes of the ROM memory, that is nothing but program memory. This is on-chip ROM space used for storing the program. ಈ on-chip ROM space ನ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ನ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. We cannot write into it during the execution of the program. ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಈ ROM ಮೆಮೊರಿಗೆ ಏನನ್ನು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. And 64 bytes of external memory, 64 kilobytes. 64 kilobytes of external memory connect ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. This off-chip memory space can be used for both RAM and for ROM. We can use the 64 kilobytes of memory either to connect the RAM memory or to connect the ROM memory. ROM memory is nothing but the code memory, whereas RAM memory is nothing but the data memory. So this is how the memory types used by the 8051 C language. So totally up to 128 kilobytes. So here we can observe this table. This is the memory type and the model. This is the memory type and this is the memory model used in 8051 C language. So here we are having the memory type code. It indicates that it is a code memory. So we can have up to 64 kilobytes of, it is in terms of bytes, 64 kilobytes of code memory. And that is a maximum memory that we can interface. And data memory, that is directly addressable internal data memory of 128 bytes. And iData, indirectly addressable internal data memory. So 128 bytes ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ internal memory 256 bytes ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ. But it is accessible indirectly by using the register R0 and R1. That is called as iData, indirectly accessible data. And then we have BData, bit addressable memory location, which is up to 16 bytes. It is reserved, 16 bytes is reserved as a bit addressable memory. And then we have XData. So this XData stands for external data memory. So up to 64 kilobytes. Maximum we can interface up to 64 kilobytes because we are having 16 address lines. 2 to the power of 16 is 64 kilobytes. And we have PData, that is paged external memory. This is also up to 256 bytes. So these are the different types of memory type supported by 8051 C language. And coming to the memory model, either we can have small, compact or large memory model. Suppose if we declare we declare that we are going to use the small memory model, then it indicates that variables reside in the internal data memory. All the variables what we are going to declare inside the program, all these variables are declared inside the data memory. Data memory is nothing but this one, internal data memory, 128 bytes. Or it can be compact. Variables reside in the first 256 bytes of external data memory, that is called as PData, 256. If I declare the memory model as compact, then all the variables are stored in this memory, which is of size 256 bytes. And then the large memory model, then the variables reside in the external data memory, XData. That is, XData is nothing but 64 kilobyte. So while writing the program, we are going to declare what type of memory model we are going to use, whether we use small, compact or large. If I use a large memory model, what is the advantage here? If it is increasing the memory model, then the total number of memory available is also increases. More memory is available. If I want to store, if I am having more number of data to store, then I must declare it as a large, so that the available memory will be up to 64 kilobyte in this case. Then we have arrays, strings and pointers. First of all, we shall define what do you mean by arrays. An array is a collection of variables, all of the same type under a single name. What is array? It is a collection of variables. But the condition is that all the variables of the same type. Same type means it should be same data type, whether all are integer or all are character, under a single name. Only one name we are going to use. An array is declared with a type, means what type of data it can hold, that is called as a data type. For example, it may be character, it may be integer, whatever it may be. And the name, for example, I is the variable name, and then a square bracket is used. This is the square bracket which represents the total size of the array, enclosing the number of variables collected in the array. ಎಷ್ಟು ಡೇಟಾ ಇದೆ ಅಥವಾ ಎಷ್ಟು ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ಸ್ನ ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, char I of 5 declares an array called I. So what it will do? It will declare an array, and what is the name of the array? Name of the array is I, with 5 variables. How many variables it can store? It can store up to 5 variables, which are all of type character. What is the type of all the 5 variables? It is of type character. We are going to declare an array with the name I, which is capable of storing 5 different values, and all the values are of type character. As char types uses 1 byte of RAM, the array I5 occupies 5 bytes of RAM. We know that character, if I declare any variable with a character, how many bits are reserved? 8 bits are reserved. 8 bits means 1 byte. So this is nothing but 1 byte. Now here, how many memory locations are reserved? I of 0. For example, I of 0 is the first memory location. So 8 bits are reserved for this. Next, I of 1 is the second memory location. And that is 8 plus 8. And then I am having I of 2. And then we have I of 3. Square bracket. And then I have I of 4. So totally 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So totally 5 memory locations are there. What is the memory reserved by each of this array? 8 bits. So 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8. So it is 8 into 5. So totally 30 bits. Or I can say that totally 40 bits. 8 into 4. 8 into 5. And or I can say that it is a total of 5 bytes of memory. 1 byte, 2, 3, 4, 5. Totally 5 bytes of RAM memory is reserved. And the first variable in the array is referred to as I of 0. This is the first variable in the array. Array always initialized with 0 indexing. This is called as indexing. So array is always indexed with the 0. That is the first array. And the second array is I of 1, and the last array is I of 4. I of 3 is equal to 7 assigns the value 7 to the fourth variable in the array I. Suppose if I declare I of 3 is equal to 7, then the number 7 will be stored in some particular memory location. That is the fourth memory location. First memory, second memory, third, fourth and fifth. This is how it declares. Array can have more than one dimension. So this is called as one dimension array, because only one indexing is there. But in common, it can have more than one dimension. For example, the C statement char I of 2, 2, 3. Char I of 2, 3 declares an array I, which is of 2 arrays. ಎಷ್ಟು array is 2 arrays, each of which holds 3 characters. So 2 array we are going to declare, and each array can hold 3 characters. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಅರ್ರೇ ಕೂಡ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ನ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ, 3 ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ನ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಥರದ್ದು 2 ಅರ್ರೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರು ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಅರ್ರೇ, ವೆರಾಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ 2 arrays and each can store 3 characters, that is 2 into 3 total number of characters. For example, the first element in the array is I of 0 0. One data will be stored here, and the second will be I of 0 1, third is I of 0 2, and fourth is I of 1 0, I of 1 1, and I of 1 2. Totally 6 elements are stored in the array, and the total size of the array is 6 characters, or 6 bytes are reserved in the memory. So this is how the array can be either one dimensional or the array can be two dimensional. And then we have strings. String is an array of characters. String is nothing but an array. What is array? Array is a collection of variables. Suppose if all the variables are characters, then it is called as a string. The number 0 is added after the last element to indicate the end of the string. So here whenever you declare some set of character, automatically the number 0 will be added. At the 0 is added after the last element to indicate the end of the string. 0 will be added, and this indicates the end of the string. Therefore, an extra byte has to be allocated in the declaration. To store this 0, an extra allocation is required. For example, the string declared by the C statement, unsigned char I of 6 is equal to hello. Now hello is a array of characters. This is an array. Array means collection of variables of same data type. So here what is the data type? Character. So if it is a character data type, then it is called as string. So hello is the group of character now. So how many characters are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters are there. So to declare the end of the string, automatically 0 is added at the end. So including 0, this becomes 6. Therefore we are going to declare E of 6. These are of type character, and what is the name of the array? I. So it reserves 6 bytes of memory, and it is of type unsigned. Is held in a memory as 5 bytes corresponding to hello, followed by 0, which represents the end of the string. So 5 bytes ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕು? ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕು. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ 5 bytes plus 1 extra byte to store this 0, which is at the end of the string. So this is how string will be stored in the memory. And then we have pointers. When programming the 8051 in assembly language, the registers R0 and R1 and DPTR hold the address of the memory location. So in case of indirect accessing, if I want to access the memory location with the help of the register, indirect accessing by using @ symbol, @ of R0, @ of R1, @ of DPTR, then these registers are used as a pointer registers, and they are used to access particular memory location. Data is accessed via these registers using indirect addressing. The content of these registers is not data, but it is an address because of this symbol. R0, R1 and DPTR are used to point to the data. Memory nalliro data na point ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ we are going to use these registers. Therefore, they are essentially a pointers. What do you mean by a pointer? Pointer means it is like the registers which can hold the memory element. That is called as a pointer. Memory location is referred memory location is called as a pointer. In C, indirect access of data can be done through specially defined pointer variable. In case of C programming, in case of assembly programming, we are going to use these registers along with the @ symbol. Whereas in case of C programming, indirect access of the data, this is called as indirect accessing. Indirectly we are accessing the memory location using these registers through specially defined pointer variables. What we need to do, we need to define the pointer variables. which always holds the address of the another variable. Normal variables hold the data, whereas the pointers are a special type of variables used to store the address of the data. Normal variables ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ, ಡೇಟಾ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Whereas in case of pointer variables used to store the address of the data. ಆ ಡೇಟಾದ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ pointers ಅಲ್ಲಿ. Therefore remember that pointers means it will going to store the address of some variable. It will store address of some variable. For example, here you can observe that the normal variable. So what does the normal variable do? Normal variable will be nothing but this one. So here the data will be stored in the memory, and this is the address, and this can be accessed by the 8051 microcontroller. This is our data and this is the address. Whereas what is pointer variable? This address will be stored in one variable that is called as pointer variable. So address is not mentioned here, but this address is there in the another variable, inside the another variable, and this variable is used to address this memory location, to access this memory location which contains some data, and that will be given to 8051 microcontroller. So indirectly we are accessing this data by using this address, where this address is stored in some variable that is called as pointer variable. Coming to the declaration syntax, this is the declaration syntax of pointer, data type, star, pointer, variable name. Pointer variable name. So the pointer variable name is the variable name which is used as a pointer, and what type of data that a variable is, along with the star. The star indicates this is a pointer variable. For example, int I will do indicates that the variable I is of type integer. I have declared one variable I which is of type integer. Then I will declare int star p which is equal to ampersand of I. For example, let us assume that I will reserve some memory location in the memory, and it is having some address. Let the address will be equal to 0100h is the address. This is the address of the variable I. Now I will store this address of the variable I into some other register called as p. So that is nothing but int p, and to declare this is a pointer, I will mention it with star. ಯಾವ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಬರೀತಾರೆ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ, then that is called as a pointer variable, and this pointer variable always holds the address of the variable, another variable, that is nothing but ampersand. Ampersand always gives address of the particular variable I. So in this case we have defined this as the variable I. What is the address of I? It is 0100h, and this 0100h is stored into the pointer variable p. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಐದು ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ತೊಗೊಳುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಂಟು ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಪಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರೀಬೇಕು? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್. ಈ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲೂ ಇಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರು ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ದು ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್. The symbol and implies address of. The pointer variable p is initialized to the address of the normal variable I. And there are two types of pointers. One is called as typed pointers, another one is called as untyped pointers. So first we should take what do you mean by a typed pointers. Pointer declaration where the data memory type are explicitly specified are called typed pointers. So pointer declaration where the data memory types are explicitly specified. Data memory type, ಆ ಮೆಮೊರಿ ಯಾವ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೇಟಾನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು explicitly means we need to write it in the instruction or in the statement, in the C statement. If we write that explicitly, then it is called as typed pointers. The typed pointers are used to specify the type of memory where the data pointed by the pointers should reside. Typed pointers are used to specify the type of memory, what type of memory we are going to use, where the data pointers should reside. And the size of the typed pointers depends on the data memory type and maybe 1 or 2 bytes. Whether it requires 1 byte of data or it takes 2 byte of data. Based on that, we are going to declare the declare the typed pointers. For example, int data star x data p, which is equal to ampersand of I. So in the above statement declares a pointer variable p. Now the variable p is a pointer variable because star I have added. If I add star for the variable, then this is a pointer variable to reside in the external data memory. ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟರ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು? ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಮೆಮೊರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಡೇಟಾ ಮೆಮೊರಿ, that is nothing but x data, and this pointer points to the data of type int. This pointer is point to the data and this is of type integer. This pointer points to data of type integer that is stored in the variable I in the internal data memory. Now where actually this variable I stores, this variable I is stored in the internal data memory data. So this data stands for where the actual variable I is stored. So the actual variable I is stored in the internal data memory, whereas this x data shows that where the pointer variable is stored. Pointer declaration where data memory types are explicitly specified. See here, data memory types are explicitly specified along with the instruction where the variable I and where the pointer variable p is stored. Pointer variable ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ಡೇಟಾ ವೇರಿಯಬಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟಲ್ಲೇ ಬರೆದಿರ್ತೀವಿ. Then such type of pointers are called as typed pointers. The memory type specifier data before star specify the data memory type. So this is the data memory type where the data should reside, while the memory type specifier x data, this one x data, after star specifies the pointer memory type. So remember here, this specifies the pointer memory type, this one. This specifies where actually the pointer variable should be stored, and this specifies where actually the data variable has to be stored. So explicitly we are indicating. Now you can observe that we are explicitly showing where the pointer variable as well as the data variable is stored. Then such type of pointers are called as typed pointers. Whereas in case of untyped pointers, pointer declaration where data memory types are not explicitly specified are called untyped pointers. So remember here, pointer declarations where data memory types are not explicitly specified. Statement ಅಲ್ಲಿ data memory type na ಬರೆಯೋಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. Then such type of pointers are called as untyped pointers. The pointer can point to the data residing in any type of memory. The data may reside in internal memory, or the data may reside in the external memory, or in the paged memory, whatever it may be. Wherever it may reside, this can be pointed with the help of the pointers. For example, int star x data p, which is equal to ampersand of I. So this indicates that the variable p is a pointer variable because star is there, and the variable p is a pointer variable which is stored in the external data memory and which can hold the address of the variable I. But I don't know where actually the variable I is stored. Here I came to know that variable I is stored in the data memory because of this reason. Then that is called as a typed pointer. Whereas in this case, here I have not mentioned where the variable I is stored in the memory. But the variable I is of type integer. So in case of untyped pointer, pointer declaration where the data memory types are not explicitly specified. Data memory type of this data is not explicitly specified in the instruction. Therefore, int star x data p indicates that p is a pointer which can hold the address of the variable I, and the pointer p is stored in the external data memory, but I don't know where actually the variable I resides, whether it is in the external memory or it is in the internal memory or it is in some other memory. All typed pointers, all untyped pointers consists of 3 bytes, and hence they are larger and slower than the typed pointers. So all untyped pointer consists of 3 bytes. So the total size is nothing but the 3 bytes, and they are larger and slower than the typed pointers. The first byte of the untyped pointers refers to the data memory type, which is the number as indicated below. The first byte. So whenever we are going to write the size of the instruction, let us say that this is a 3-byte instruction. So in the first byte, so instruction actually, so this will be converted into binary. We know that compiler will going to convert everything into binary, like 0 1 1 0 1 1 and so on. It will be converted in binary, and again in the binary it is divided into 3 bytes. The first byte of the untyped pointers refers to the type of data memory, which is a number as indicated below. Suppose in the first byte, if you are having the number 1, in the first byte, if you are having the number 1, then it indicates that the data memory is I data. And I data we have seen in the earlier slide, I data that is indirectly accessible, which is of size 256 bytes. I data. Suppose if the number is 2 here, number in the first byte, this is called as first byte. If this byte is equal to 2, then it is external data. If it is equal to 3, it is P data, page data, and if it is equal to 4, this is B data, or simply we call this as data, or it is bit addressable data. And if it is equal to 5, it is nothing but the code memory. That is nothing but the ROM memory. So this is how we can able to represent, we can able to show in where actually the data should reside in the memory. And the second and third byte of the untyped pointers are the higher order and the lower order bytes of the address being pointed. This indicates the higher order address, and this indicates the lower order address of the pointer, where to which memory location it is pointing, because memory is always a 16 byte. 16 byte is divided into 8 bit and 8 bit, lower 8 bit and the higher 8 bit, and the first bit is reserved to represent which type of data memory it is. So coming to the summary of this session, in this session we have learned memory type used in 8051C programming, arrays, strings and pointers, and what are the different types of pointers supported by 8051C programming. Thank you.